Good, magical day, and welcome to Awakening the Universe. The other day I was thinking, who are you? Who are you really? Right? And I watched a video of an old Bob Proctor talk. And he's like, most people, they're like, who are you? And you're like, oh, I'm Christopher, and blah, blah, blah. Who you are, what you do. But that's not who you are, really. You are not who society says you are. You're not the title that you have. You're not the achievements that you've accomplished. You're not who you say you are, who people say you are. Who are you really? Taking the spiral dive in to understand who you are, the truth of you, is not always an easy journey. From the young age, we're shaped by family, by culture, by what society says that we are. But it's not who we are. Because when we learn the truth, because most of the time, whenever we're growing up, we're like behaving a certain way and, just being kids, being who we are and who we came to be, and your parents like, stop doing that. What are you doing? Blah, 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 and yelling at you to behave a certain way. And we're in public. What are you thinking? I've done it myself. I've done it to my own kids. And we create a story in our minds about who we should be and what we should do and how things should be, And I feel that disconnects us from source, from the truth of who we are, right? And I say source like it's something outside of ourselves. It's really inside of us. It's inside of everybody, inside of everything. I say that all the time. And we feel disconnected, I guess. We're always looking for something, That's what started my whole journey, is looking for something, looking for that purpose, And the truth is, I feel like we're here to experience life, to really experience it, not just go through the motions, which I think a lot of us do. We're just going through the motions of, we got to work, we got to do this, we've got to take the kids to their functions, but are we really living life? Are we really living in this now moment? I think a lot of the time the answer's no, right? And some of the questions that I asked myself after I watched that video the other day is, what brings me joy? What are my deepest fears? And I asked this question, but I'm just not sure about if it's an ego-driven thing, is what is the legacy that I leave behind? I don't know that it matters much. It matters more in what brings me joy. And what are those deepest fears that keep me from experiencing that joy? for me, it's lack. I grew up with a lot of lack mentality, a lot of lack around me, and not enoughness, not enough money for sure, not enough of things. Not enough guidance, not enough living. My mother worked a bunch of jobs and lived to pay the bills. We weren't very good with money. Hell, I'm not very good with money today. And I'm a recovering lack, not enoughness. And I'm getting better, every day as I get better. But overcoming that living just to pay the bills and living paycheck to paycheck, no matter how much money you make, that's lack. It's in your cells. And the journey to knowing yourself is knowing those patterns, facing them, facing those fears, figuring out where it comes from, and healing it, really. Healing the perceived imperfections, healing the doubt, finding out where the fear comes from, where did it originate, and letting it go. We hold on to those things because it's familiar. Those feelings are familiar to us. The chaos is familiar. The feeling of imperfection is familiar. And I think that I live my life trying to achieve perfection and knowing that I was imperfect, that nothing I did seemed to be right. And I realize now, everything is perfect in its imperfection, striving for perfection in what society calls perfection, or what we grew up being told was perfection, is not real. It's unattainable, And the more we understand that we are perfect in our imperfection, the better off we're going to be, and not fucking with our heads, And once we realize, I think, who we are and that we are perfect just as we are, and what truly brings us joy, we can live authentically. We can live our true selves, who we're meant to be, and not worry about other people, right? And how they're behaving. And what I perceive as a perfect parent and the way that we should be is not how someone else sees it. And they feel that they are perfect in their way, I'm dealing with that right now. And walking through it, And I have to step off of that path and realize that that's a sidetrack, that looking at someone else and seeing their imperfection is really a reflection of me. I must see it in myself or experienced it and allowing it to go away, to release and not hold on to it anymore. I can't change someone else. I can only change my reaction to it. And I can let them, Mel Robbins' book is profound. Let them. And allow myself to live authentically and allow them to live their authentic life. And if their life doesn't match my perception and how I perceive they should be, that's on me, right? That's on me. And the more that we know ourselves, the more that we understand our reactions to things, the better our lives are going to be, the more living we're going to have, and I guess really achieve our true potential, I mean, this journey is definitely a spiral. It keeps coming back. And experiences keep coming back. This thing that I'm going through right now is something that is coming back. I experienced it once before. I don't think I handled it well then. I'm not 100% sure that I'm handling it well now. I just know that it allows me to know myself better, to know myself more deeply. And living an authentic life, understanding yourself and knowing who you are and what you're here to do. It allows us to live authentically, live a life of fulfillment and purpose. But you have to take the step. You have to decide to do it. You have to decide to understand, to step outside the matrix and what society tells you should be and what people think you should think, and thinking what others think you should think. It just doesn't work that way, And it's unlearning. It's unlearning everything that you've spent your whole life being told. Learning, right? Learning how to respond to tests, that's what they learn today. And how to not respond or I think with social media, right? It is a blinders. They want you to focus on the social media and not notice what else is going on out here. Eating the junk food and the chemicals that they're putting in it. We're the only country that does that. Puts all these chemicals in our food. Eat cleaner, It unfucks your head, Eat more pure, clean food. And feed your mind positive things. If you're going to be on social media, don't focus on the chaos. Focus on the positive. My social media and my kids' social media, my wife's social media, it's completely different things, right? I only see positive affirmations and positive things, because that's what I focus on. That's all I look at, and I think theirs is a mixture of drama and politics, and my son is old music videos. Anyway, this journey within is worth it. If you made it this far to the end of this video, I want you to know that you are loved. You are needed in this world. You have a particular talent that must be shared with the world. You may not know it yet. You may not even know what it is. But I know it's there. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't. Take a look at yourself. See what you love. What brings you joy. Do more of that. And you will see your life shift. Focus on the positive. Every day there's something to appreciate. There's something to be grateful for. What we appreciate appreciates. It's baby steps. Sometimes it feels like you take a step forward. Sometimes it feels like you take two back. It's okay. It's part of the journey. It's part of knowing you. It's part of living life. That's what we came here to do, is to live life to its fullest so that God, Spirit, Source, can experience life as us, through us, and know who it is. Through us. You were chosen. You were chosen. You can do it. Keep moving forward. I love you. Namaste.